voice of the people. Zee Garcia, voice of the people. Zee can be a little polemic. He stings like the 8th outbreaking pandemic. Zee's got flavor in his top 100 games.
Light shower.
Zee Garcia, voice.
Hey guys, what's happening? I'm Zee Garcia. Good to see you again.
I'm Tom Vassell. I'm his helper.
And I'm Sam Healy.
The commentary here, the what is that called? The
Color commentator.
yeah, I'm thinking of another term which I can't think of now. Anyway, today we're going to be continuing our top 100. I'm doing 90 through 81 today. So let's go right into it, shall we? Here we go.
We shall.
My number 90 is a war game, which I like a lot, and it's a game which is about war. It's a sci-fi game. I really dig it. That is Nexus Ops. Nexus Ops is an awesome game with really cool bits. I'm talking here, by the way, this game came out again from Fantasy Flight. There was originally a version that came out from Avalon Hill. I'm talking about that one because I haven't played the new one. From what I hear,
identical.
and from what I hear, they're not very different, right? So the game has awesome pieces. It's quick. It lets you get right into getting in each other's faces right away. There's no turtling in this game. You get out there, you conquer land, you get in each other's faces right away. It has an excellent dice combat resolution mechanic where your strongest guys fight first, but the enemy chooses who dies. So you might be rolling like gangbusters, but they're killing just the piddly little humans. Mm-hmm. And so you're not doing that much damage. However, if they're killing all the humans, by the time the humans get to attack, they have no one to attack back. It's a really cool give and take there. I love that mechanism. And it's got an economic sort of subsystem under that where you get to control areas on the board and cash in with crystallium or some crazy unobtainium, I don't know. And you get to turn around and spend that on creatures, you know?
Transformium.
And Transformium, Monstrosium. And that's the game. It's just really in your face. You play to like 10 points, which is on cards. You know, like win this fight here, play a card, 2 points. Get 10 or 11 or something like that, win the game. I really dig it. So my number 90 is Nexus Ops.
My only gripe with this game is that, again, it's a great game. Not going to do that. But you said that it had great pieces, and it's got good plastic pieces.
Yeah.
But the board pieces and the monolith.
Yeah, that one's
really cheesy.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if they've changed it in the new Fantasy Flight version. Do you know?
Oh, I don't know. I would assume the monolith hopefully is more
stable
to
where you weren't feeling like you were putting together a house of cards.
Yeah,
I would just use that exact term, the house of cards. That's what the monolith. Okay, no one can go there. No one can stand on the monolith.
Yeah, you can't go on it.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. The cardboard stuff in the game is okay.
But I think
the models and the plastic bits and all that is awesome.
That was more of a sign of the times. I maybe Fantasy Flight fixed it.
No, that's not a sign of the times. They're
what's Avalon Hill? It's a sign of the company. I mean, yeah. All right, let's keep on rolling here. My number 89 is a little card game which I like quite a bit, and a lot of people do because it was, if I'm not mistaken, Spiel winner, and that is Hanabi.
It was.
It did win, yes?
You're not mistaken.
Okay,
yes.
I wasn't sure. Hanabi is sort of a deduction cooperative game. It's sort of weird to explain, but you're basically holding a hand of cards and it's facing the other way, so everybody else can see your cards. But you spend your turns giving clues as to what other people are holding or playing cards on the table. That's it. But it's very intricate, and you have to be really careful what you say because your clue-giving rules are very restrictive. I like it quite a bit. I've played this with my parents. I've played with friends that are not gamers. I've played with a bunch of different groups, and people just sort of play it, and they give me that wide-eyed thing, like, wow, this game is cool. This is so different. This is so neat, and that's why I like it so much. So Hanabi, really cool little card game, very cheap. Check it out. That's my 89.
I thought that'd be higher for you.
For me,
Yeah.
no, I like it a lot, but I guess it's this slow because, well, A, I've played it a bunch, and you start to develop a way to play it which diminishes the fun. You know what I mean? I think a lot of the fun in the game is figuring out how you communicate, and if you play with the same group a lot, that fun drops quite a bit. Some games, doesn't matter if you play with the same people or not. The game doesn't change based on that. This one does. And I think mixing up the group you play with actually helps this game, which is a rarity, I think. All right, my number 88 is probably one out of left field here. And this is
As opposed to all the others.
as opposed to all the other very, very obvious choices. It's a game that came out from Rio Grande Games, and as soon as it came out, it was forgotten. And that is a game called If Wishes Were Fishes. If Wishes Were Fishes, because no one talks about it, is what I mean. You know,
Man,
it's like very.
I've had this game in my collection for a long time.
Yeah, but you're the man. You know.
I can't tell how to take that, so keep going.
Textbook pandering, people. Textbook pandering.
If Wishes Were Fishes, middle of the road Euro. Again, it's one of those family, and I say middle of the road, not in a negative connotation, by the way. I mean, like between light Euro and heavy Euro, like family weight Euro games, with really cool bits. The little worms are obviously the highlight there in the components, little rubbery worms, and it's like bait. You know, it's like bait worms. And
Not like bait worms at all.
well, they give you that idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the game is just a really easy card drafting kind of game where it has that familiar mechanism where you can take any card you want, but the first one's free, and after that one, then you got to pay out those worms, right? It's the same idea as in drafting races in Small World, that sort of idea. And I really like it. I think all the mechanisms work together cleanly, and the game's about selling fish, fishing, selling fish, and of course, each fish is apparently magical. Every fish in the game is magical. And you can, instead of keeping that fish and selling it, you can take its wish. It's giving you a wish, which is the power printed on the card, and then chuck the card. Simple choices, but I really, really like this. It's a great family game.
I just like to get a box full of rubber worms, so I'm happy with.
Yeah.
Tom touted this game for a long time, and I played it, and it was fine, but it just was one of those overrated games in my opinion, because Tom and the people that we played with liked it so much. I just was.
You know what it is? It has one of my favorite small mechanisms in it, and that's you can take anything you want, but you got to drop a coin or, in this case, a worm on each spot. Small World has the same thing. Anytime I see that mechanism in a game, like the latest one was that building game where you drop the building pieces on. I can't remember the name of that, but anytime I see that in a game, I'm like, woo!
Yeah,
because
it
gives you that cool choice.
I make that sound every time I play.
All right. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, my 88 is If Wishes Were Fishes. My number 87 is a game from Portal Publishing, and that is Robinson Crusoe. Robinson Crusoe is a co-op game
That you can't win.
that you cannot win. I don't care what you say, Ignacy. You can't win that game.
Have you won yet? You
No.
must have won.
Apparently
You
you
haven't
can't.
won yet?
No.
Apparently, you can't even play it because these guys won't play the game with me. I've asked them to, but they just won't.
Well, this weekend is a good chance.
Maybe, yeah. You already said that about 3 other games.
Yeah, that's true. I have.
Robinson Crusoe, again, co-op, real big co-op. This is one of like the big co-ops.
And this is lots gamey for you, though.
Yeah.
This is a heavy co-op.
Yeah, but it's got such good theme and a lot of thematic elements in the cards. Everything you read in the game paints a picture, and that's what I love about it. The game really puts you there, and it is tough. You are trying to survive at every given moment. You are spreading yourself too thin. You are doing too much, and then you get hurt. You know what I mean? I like that. You can focus on doing one thing, do it right, or you can try to run around and do a lot of things, but then there's a chance you'll hurt yourself, sharpening a stick or something.
Jaguar comes into my camp.
Jaguar is stalking you. Lots going on in this game. So a big, long game, but also lots of theme, dripping with theme. Robinson Crusoe, my 87. My number 86 is an old Wolfgang Kramer game from the Mask trilogy, which was Tikal, Java, Mexica, and this is Tikal, the only one I still like. And
It's the only one of my friends I still hang out with.
it's the only one that's still cool. I really like this. This is exploration to the max. This is the exploration game for me. And by that I mean you're at the edge of the jungle. What are you going to find next? You know, and you're hacking your way into the foliage and you're discovering temples. And
I'm amazed this is out of print.
yeah, unbelievable. The game is just, it's a heavy Euro. I would say like just on the cusp of mid to going into heavy Euro. But it is so good and it is gorgeous, and it's a point allocation game, so your turn is very free flowing. You can do kind of whatever you want with your 10 points, I think it is. And that lends you a little bit of AP, so you can have people that slow the game down, but I tend to play more with 2 and 3 than with the full complement of 4, and it is just so good. Such a good Euro. So my 86 is Tikal. Have you played that?
I have. It's just been a while.
Yeah.
Been a long while.
All right, my number 85 is one of the newer games, newish, I guess, on the list, and that is Freedom, the Underground Railroad. Yet another co-op game.
Cool.
Lots of theme as well in this one. Very tight game. Mechanisms are interesting. The puzzly aspect to it, which is kind of how I like my Euros, is very strong with this one. And I just like it a lot. It's a great game. I think Academy Games puts out really cool stuff, and while the not historic, but the war-based ones are very interesting,
Yeah.
I do tend to not enjoy that theme a lot, so I like this one tons. I think it's a great game. And, of course, co-op, which the other ones are team on team usually.
I'm going to say right now that almost 20 of your games are co-op. I think. That's 3 already.
I'll have to go back and check. We'll check afterwards.
We're going to count as we go by. I think you have a lot of co-ops in your list.
Probably. I don't think I'm going to have 20. No.
All right. I'll say 18. How's that?
All right.
Come on, stick your guns, man. 20.
All right. Go ahead.
Right? 85, Freedom, the Underground Railroad. Love it.
Good pick.
Number 84 is a party game. Probably the lightest party game in the entire 100.
World.
World?
Apples.
Tapple.
Tapple?
Tapple.
Woo!
That's right.
Have you played this now?
Yes.
You don't like it?
Nope.
It works in so many situations.
It's a great game. I've played with high schoolers. I've played with grown-ups. It just works. It's a great game. And yes, it's gimmicky. The whole thing is a gimmick. It's a wheel with clicky letters. But, man, does that facilitate playing that game.
You could pull it out at a dinner table if you had a purse big enough to carry it.
Right.
Would you like to play a game? And you can pass it around.
Right.
You heard it here first. Tom Basil uses purses.
I meant... I knew you were going to jump on that. Rabbit trailing. All right.
Anyway, my 84 is Tapple. Very light party game, word game. I really like it a lot. If you like party games, if you like word-based party games, check this out if you haven't yet, because it is a winner. Tapple is my 84. My 83 is one of the Carcassonne games. Sam's choice, I think, was South Seas.
Yep.
My Carcassonne of choice is The City. The City is the one that has... It's sort of the one that's base game, the most complex, I would say.
Yeah, but man, beautiful.
It's stunning. It has the really cool walls you get to build around the city once you hit like stage 2.
Yep.
And so you start cutting off where the city can actually grow, which is really neat. Not only are you building the map, but the edges aren't unlimited like they are in all the other games. You decide where something ends. And I really like that. I love that you can place the meeples on the walls, and that's a new placement option. It just takes the best things from Carcassonne and some of the expansions, some of the first ones, and makes a brand new game, kicks everything up a notch. I really like it. Carcassonne, The City, check it out. If you like tile laying games and you haven't played this, check that out. All right, my number 82 is a racing game. One of those I mentioned on the previous top 10, and that is Snowtails.
Yeah.
Snowtails is pretty simple. You play
Snowtails
cards.
1?
Snowtails 1.
Okay.
Snowtails is, you play cards to decide which way your dogs pull your sled. But it's a really neat concept in which you have 3 cards. One is the brakes, and the other 2 denote how much these dogs are pulling versus how much these dogs are pulling, and so the sled can drift. And that's how you move. It's a little bit to wrap your head around the first time it's explained to you, but the game is just works, and it's really cool. The map is modular, so you can make whatever track you want. I love it. It's one of my favorite racing games. I think it's just so cool to have that control, but sometimes you just don't have the right card, so you hit the wall or you slam into something, and I think it's great. So that's my 82, Snowtails. Good theme too, very, very unique and interesting. All right, and lastly, for this 10, my 81 is a little card game, which again, sadly, I think is out of print. And I like it a ton. It is a little Japanese game from, I believe, Susumu Kawasaki, if I'm not mistaken, and that is R Echo.
Really?
R Echo.
Wow. That one was never picked up and reprinted. Oh, no, wasn't it?
From Z-Man, I think.
Yeah, but he was printing everything at that point.
Right, and then it went out of print, and I think it's gone now. It's basically a hand management game in which you are recycling garbage. It's a quirky little game, and you are. It's very. I don't mean this to sound bad, but it's sort of very Japanese, because Japanese games tend to be quirky and interesting, which is why so many of them come over. But you basically play cards to recycle. You're playing them to the right factory, but at that factory there's a dump site, and you have to take all those cards. And if you go over a certain hand limit, you have to dump illegally. Your company dumps illegally, and those cost you points at the end of the game. And so it's very tricky. You have to be so careful. Sometimes you overplay cards just so you can open up enough space in your hand to pick up the dump and not suffer the penalty. Anyway, lots of funny, tricky timing maneuvers in the game. And it's very light, but I like it a lot. It's one of my favorite fillers. R Echo, my 81. So there you have it. That's my 90 through 81.
Not bad.
What do you guys think?
Okay, well, if you have 3 cooperatives in your top 20, that means you have 15 total.
I don't think so. We'll check.
I know you have at least 4.
Yes.
I can feel 4.
All right. Well, that's going to be it. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. I will see you next time. I'm Zee Garcia.
And I'm Tom.
With these 2 clowns. See ya.
100 games.
Lights shower.
Zee Garcia, voice of the people. Zee Garcia, voice of the people.